Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's live session. So, guys, I'm here to bring you updates on what happened in the by-election that we just had recently. Many people are arguing that if this is how elections are going to be conducted in Nigeria, then people should just forget 2027. With what we've seen in this by-election, oh my God, you need to see what is happening in Nigeria. So, Peter Obi really needs to sit up. Peter Obi really needs to be smart this time around, because nothing has changed from the last election we had in Nigeria. Vote buying was at its peak, using the police and the military to aid their will I call it criminality, was at its peak in just these by-elections. These are just smaller elections, but we can't conduct it. Now, they were reacting to Canada designating the APC and PDP as terrorist organizations. You see the reasons. We cannot conduct simple by-elections. Just little elections we cannot conduct. So how are we ready for the upcoming elections? I mean, the real presidential election come 2027. How are we there sure that it's going to be fair? Now, this is Chidi Odinkalo, which you all know. You know him. He's a lawyer, and I think currently he's a pro-chancellor of a particular university. He tweeted this 5 hours ago, like you can see. Yesterday in Anambra South election to Nigerian Senate, the candidate of APC, official APC Nigeria, like you can see here, allegedly raided polling units with assets of police, Nigerian police, you can see it here, and the military, you can see Nigerian army. They went to where the polling units were and raided those places, just like what we saw in Rivers State, when they were about having local government election during the time of Fubara. They wanted to use the police to leak out some of the materials, but Fubara's boys stood there. They didn't leave where those materials were kept, because these politicians actually use as security agents, to achieve their goals. Now, it is the local government. So the local government chairman mobilized his own people and blocked the house of the candidate. You see what is happening? This is just small elections, not even the governorship election coming up. APC, ABGA, there was massive vote buying, massive rigging, and all kinds of things, even in other states, not just Anambra alone, in other states. So guys, we are not ready for 2027 presidential election. And see, everybody has to start speaking up, even Peter Obi himself. You see this electoral reform, oh my God, we need to start singing it like song, because it is getting bad in Nigeria. I mean, it is getting bad. Now, just listen towards the end of this video, because this is the chairman who was lamenting how they use police and military, to try to perpetrate their evil. But listen to this.
Government who has just expressed his
until we see our ballot box.
Thank you.
I'm going to sleep here today.
Thank you.
We see our ballot box.
Thank you. That is the mayor of Ekusigo local government who has just expressed his concern about the happenings here in Olifte Ekusigo local government, and the report is that the military operatives who are supposed to be the one to protect the interests of the commoners are now the ones constituting memes, and thereby creating issues, creating errors, affecting the entire society, thwarting the effort of the electorate. And today we are here to put a stop to that. As you can see, we have groups and teams of electoral agents, law enforcement agents here to stop the acts. This is the building where the people's mandate has been taken in. I want to say that the people of Ekusigo and the general people of the 7 local governments says no to.
So guys, this is what is happening in Nigeria. I mean, what we are seeing today is something else. Now, let's go to Kaduna State. This person here tweeted and said, if they call the APC a terrorist organization, they will be crying. Just look at this, and it says security forces acting on Kaduna Governor Sani's order abduct PDP House of Rep candidates. Can you see it? And 25 others just for this election. Just for this election. APC is going to be war. I mean, it's really going to be war. Now, let me still show you this. This one says, Adamawa by-election, ballot box, Beavers machine retrieved from APC National Vice Chairman. National Vice Chairman of the APC had Beavers machines with S. Beavers machines with S. APC National Chairman. Like, you know, let's say Ganduje is still the chairman. This is his deputy. Though we know Ganduje is no longer there, someone from Plateau State, I don't really know his name. He's now the chairman. But assuming that Ganduje this is the deputy to Ganduje. He was seen with ballot box and Beavers machines with S to it. Nigerians, obedience, whether it's ADCO or any party, we are not ready for 2027. You see what is happening? These are just by-elections. Some of them are local government elections. Some of them are just maybe a senator is to be replaced. Just minor elections. Nigeria can still not conduct it. Nigeria, under the Tinubu's leadership, cannot conduct simple, oh my God. You need to see where other countries are conducting presidential election. You won't even know elections are going on. But in Nigeria, it's a do or die. Can you imagine? This is a deputy national vice chairman of the APC caught with Beavers machine. Beavers. Inec is still not ready for election. You see Mahmoud Yakubu, he's still not ready. Look at the suffering people are going through because we end up in the hands of the wrong people in Nigeria. Now, Soludo, Abga swept almost everywhere. People were also lamenting that there was massive vote buying. Can you imagine that under the leadership of a professor who is also a one-time CBN governor? Yes, Abga won. How did they win? They said, I'm going to be showing you what really transpired. Honestly, this is a very strong signal being put out to Nigerians out there, especially those who are aspiring for a new Nigeria. It is not going to be possible with the kind of system we have on ground now. I mean, what is happening in Nigeria is making people to quiver. We are like, where are we heading to? Now, this is the APC chairman. This is the video to that headline I showed you. This is from Sahara Reporters. And it says, watch, ballot box, Beavers machine, retrieved from APC national chairman Mustafa Salihu's vehicle during Adamawa by-election. Just by-elections, Nigerians. By-elections. You know, by-elections. See these people. See him carrying out Beavers machine. Beavers from the vehicle of the APC vice or deputy chairman. Can you imagine? And the police, the military, they are always there to aid them, to help. They are always there to help. Nobody can say, no, this is wrong. This is against the constitution. That even gives, like, people will be wondering, even if this electoral reform happens, who is going to heed? Who is going to abide? Who is going to follow the electoral reform? But like Nigerians will say, let's reform first. Let's reform. Can you imagine them? They are not Inec workers. They are carrying Beavers machine. Can you imagine that? They are not INEC workers. They are carrying Beavers machine. Let me take you through some of the reactions. Like this person said, I want this, my vice chairman, but here, make them bitter. This other person said, this is how official APC in Nigeria continues to scuttle democratic process in Nigeria. The Canadian judge was right to call them terrorist parties. So unfortunate. You see, these are some of the reactions from Nigerians. This is it, that they cannot conduct as little election as what transpired this weekend. They cannot. So this person even tagged Canada, say, dear Canada, dear Canadian Prime Minister, and Canada Immigration, I think this is their immigration handle. Your court that designated APC and PDP as terror organization has been vindicated. Can you see it? Has been vindicated. Oh my God. These are Nigerians now responding, to that headline. And this person says, Northerners are the only region that have the liver to resist APC. Southerners only make videos and cry on social media. I think this makes sense, because they saw that APC chairman. I don't know if they were able to take away the beavers machine from him. This person say, Canada, just for more evidence, this is an election held today. They just tasted their waters. In runoff to 2027, my Nigerian brothers most especially youths, 2027 is a may or may situation. Nigerian soul have to be saved with Peter Obi's, Nigerians are just saying, see, what we have seen today is nothing to write home about. You see how the security officers respected themselves because they fear Northerners. If this happened in the South, the same police officers will brutalize these civilians who caught the party man. You see, oh my God. This other person said, have you seen the advanced glitch Inec Nigeria and APC want to use on Nigeria in 2027? This man is saying that this one is an advanced version of the glitch that happened in 2023. All these things will not work in 2027. Our people are ready to go to court, to go out in millions to vote. Anyone who thinks they are Superman should come out and rig. It's not in the mouth, because with what we are seeing now, I can't be taking all the reactions because there are lots of them. Let me just show you more of what happened in just this by-election. See, what is even paining me is these are elections that would have been held without somebody even knowing that elections are happening in Nigeria. Now, this one is showing a video of Aregbesola got stoned in Ogun State. Once you are in the opposition, even El-Rufai, when he went to Kaduna, at the tail end of the video, you see some people stoning, the vehicles that were following him. That kind of a thing. So APC is just like buying people over. These are the same youths that came out during EndSARS to fight the government. Now, they are now the one aligning with the government. So sad that we are here. Really so sad. This one is on security issues. Hundreds flee home in Kwara State as rise in kidnapping sparks massive exodus. This is in Kwara State. That is not even the topic for now, but let me just allow you to take a look at this video.
Nigerians coalition is a coalition against government. The current hunger on the street, the current depression that Nigerians are facing, there's tariff in electricity, there's tariff in data, there's tariff in airtime, there's an increase in everything. That since President Tinubu came into office, and the cost of transportation, the cost of living has gone so high. So if we discuss about it anywhere we see, is a problem, is a reflection of what we are going through and a reflection of the pains that Nigerians are facing. So if we discuss it, it's not an issue that is out of the ordinary. And going to 2027, like you have said, let me tell you very clearly, coalition is good. More people coming together to decide the fate of this country is good. But I'm telling you, it will be a decision by Nigerians who have been forgotten by the government.
Now, he's talking about Nigerians hungry, but you've seen what is happening today. People were bought over to vote. People were thumbprinting. I mean, Inec has not changed from what happened in the last election. This one says, in 2027, Nigeria's hungry and frustrated citizens will shape the general elections outcome. The overlooked masses will decide who wins. But what we have seen in this by-election, these people are so desperate for power, they are ready to do anything to come back, even while the people have rejected them. You can imagine just a by-election, it's something else, turned into something else. I mean, okay, this guy is saying that if what we saw today is how the election is going to hold, just know that Tinubu is going to come back in 2027. Just take a look at this guy's video.
Going by the results of by-elections today in Nigeria, going by the conduct, the results, and the way people are selling their vote. People are now selling votes as little as 1,000, 2,000. Hunger don't take over. So going by this result, nothing like coalition. Coalition is just looking like collection of leaders. Nothing has changed. Inec is still the same. Our electoral system is still the same. Vote buying has come to stay. So going by this is Tinubu to 2031. No, nothing can happen. So if you are saying, oh, someone is coming, I don't see anybody coming. Oh, it's Tinubu to 2031. Anyway, make we continue. Say hunger, no the pie person. Oh yeah, now make we continue. Yeah, vote sellers, vote buyers today. In our well done. Our market today na market day. Iluti for down.
So guys, they've really weaponized hunger in Nigeria. They've weaponized hunger. I mean, okay, this is in Anambra State. This is a before between, let me read here. Breaking, I will burn your cars here and nothing will happen. Proscribed APC governorship candidate Ukachukwu threatens Anambra deputy governor. Can you imagine? Just for these elections, the real governorship election is not yet there. Just for all these little elections that were conducted. Come and see tension everywhere, vote buying everywhere. Nigeria cannot survive the level of corruption we have in this country. The level of corruption, can you imagine? The level of corruption. That is why they are not providing us with any good governance. They know that during election, they will rig and Inec will declare them winners. Can you imagine that deputy chairman of the APC carrying beavers machines? Not one. You saw it in his vehicle. Beavers machines. Who gave it to him? Who? That is why we have already thumb-printed ballot boxes before election starts. That is why you have already written results before election will even start. All these things, they already have it. So Afe Babalola is blaming Nigeria's worsening crime rate on poor education, which is really true, you know. The level of, we have the highest of out-of-school children in Nigeria, and that is also impacting on the kind of security we are having. So Dr. Tanko visited former governor El-Rufai, and that is what you are seeing here. But, you know, that's not really the area I want to mention now. Also, Imo State bans nursery JS3 graduation ceremony, stop yearly change of textbook. These are just some of the latest headline. Now, this one, today in by-elections, Comrade Mustafa of the APC in Adamawa State came with beavers machine to the polling unit, and the youth made sure everything was removed from his SUVs. So you see the SUVs he came with, not even one. Oh, government money. No wonder when they get to power, they don't want to leave politics anytime soon. You see, he didn't come alone. No, he came with I think up to 3 SUVs. Let me just see if you can see that. That's the same person we are talking about. You know? I think they're still seeing his SUVs, you know, and the youth went and took them out. That is APC. They don't believe in anything morally conducting elections, you know. Inec, APC beavers, riggers exposed. A whole lot is happening in this country. Now, see this headline. Hajia Halima Shehu allegedly transferred this amount of money. I think this should be in billions, you know. 44 billion into personal account by mistake. She said she did it mistakenly. There is a lot of loopholes in this country, but guess what? APC specializes on borrowing. They borrow, they don't even block the leakages. They borrow, they bring out people's siphon, they go again and borrow and bring in people's siphon, they go again and borrow. Peter Obi has said it, a country where politicians are richer than business people cannot progress. Everybody now wants to be a politician. Nobody is being, entrepreneur. Nobody is working hard. Being productive is difficult. People want to go into politics where you sit down and at the end you have allowance for sitting down. You know, that is what we are saying. So this one now is saying, oh, I mistakenly transferred it into my personal account. Oh my God, a whole lot in Nigeria. This is Soludo saying that, okay, by elections, Obi's allied force failed. ADC LP dead in Anambra, says Soludo, because of vote rigging. You know, they didn't just win because they have what it takes to win. But you know, the rigging that happened, people have been lamenting. Now, this is the pastor of Apostle Suleiman, Johnson Suleiman, reacting as Dangote's truck crushed 3 people, you know, in front of his church, and they all died, you know. So there've been a lot of news recently about Dangote truck. People are lamenting on how some of the drivers are very young. You just wonder, when did they learn how to even drive trucks, you know? And they've been a lot of accidents as a result of the unskilled drivers that are handling Dangote's trucks. Now, Anambra by-election, ABGA, APC accused of vote buying. But you know now, the judiciary cannot do anything. The judiciary can't do anything. That is just it, you know. ABGA, APC claim to be progressive, working together to lead Anambra and Nigeria, but see them dragging over who go rig pass. Deputy Governor from Mbako, Anambra Central, left government house to rig election in Anambra South. And APC candidates trying to hijack election process too. So guys, this election that happened, for me, is an eye-opener. I mean, Peter Obi should be at the forefront of calling for electoral reform. Coalition, no coalition. You heard what Fayose Jr. said. He said with what he has seen, the level people are ready to sell their vote. With the hunger on ground, there is nothing. And you see how they are borrowing. Recently, the Tinubu's government said they need 3.8 trillion naira to repair Third Mainland Bridge. And people are saying they just want to, they are just looking for money for election. You know, after Third Mainland Bridge was worked on, as Tinubu assumed office as president, they quickly worked on Third Mainland Bridge. Before Buhari left, he worked on that Third Mainland Bridge. And recently, the former governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, said they still want to work on the same bridge. And it's going to cost 3.8 trillion. And then people started raising alarm that why are they, you know, still investing on just one project? You need to see the condition of other roads in Nigeria. And guess what? Dave Umahi came out to justify it. He said, building a new one will cost 3.6 trillion. Repairing an old one will cost 3.8. So ask me why they choose repair over building a new one. Anyway, guys, that is what is happening. So this other headline here is Soludo had a closed-door meeting with Tinubu on Tuesday before the Anambra South senatorial election. Today, the election day, talks allegedly working for ABGA were captured, snatching ballot boxes at different polling units in the Nnewi. Anambra voters must wake up. So, guys, this election that happened there, it's so you even believe that people who are meant to be an example, they will just be involved. This person say ABGA is paying in some polling units 20K, 10K, 5K to voters in Anambra South senatorial by-election. And people are not only collecting it, but also voting whoever they were asked to vote for. Hey, You see it under Soludo's leadership. When you see this and more, you will know what we really deserve the treatment. You will know what we really deserve the treatment. That is whether we really deserve the treatment we get from our politicians. We are typically not ready for this country. That is it. We are not ready for this country. So, guys, you can see that this election, Enugu youths bold disgraced Tinubu's minister Uche Nnaji at polling units over alleged rigging attempts. This is a today's headline. You can see it. So rigging was all over, be it in the north, in the south, everywhere. They were just rigging. These people can no longer get into office by, having the qualities or being accountable. They want to force people. Everybody wants to rig him or herself. Politics is the only juicy job now in Nigeria. Once you are into politics, then you've seen the minister for power, 2 years in office. He was flaunting his new mansion. People were reacting. You are just 2 years in office. You have built a White House, a big mansion, and you were flaunting it. You were showcasing it for people to see. While Nigeria does not have power, that is why everybody is running into politics. People that are dead who are not ready to leave. You see, they are not ready to leave. Okay, this person said, people forget Soludo stole 750 million when he was CBN governor. It was done with international partner in the UK and Australia. A man was jailed by the UK government for the crime. An Australian company was fined heavily by their own government. But EFCC magically declared Soludo innocent. That's what this person is saying. And then the person attached this headline, and you can see the date there is 2013. Hey, anyway, they are bringing themselves out. Nigerians are not really happy with what we've seen in this recently conducted election. Like this person say, who would have thought that Governor Soludo, a professor and once respected personality, would ever permit election rigging, let alone mastermind one himself, as what happened in Anambra South senatorial election today? Power and money reveal the true character of men. Hey, you have seen it. These are what people are saying, that with this kind of election, there is no Nigeria come 2027, because the APC is still going to do what. Look at the Edo State election. You need to take your time and go and understand what happened in Edo State. Somebody was saying that with what happened in Edo State, forget anything you think transparency in any election can never happen in Nigeria. And Supreme Court upheld that of Edo State. There is nothing the Supreme Court will not uphold in this country, provided it has to do with the APC, the ruling power, the ruling party. If PDP gets into power now, the Supreme Court will start becoming obedient to PDP. If Labour Party gets into power. So these institutions, they are never independent. That's just the interpretation. They are not. Now, this person tweeted and said, this is Benin Sapele Warri Road. Yet we are spending 15 trillion on Lagos Calabar Coastal Road, while hundreds of federal roads are unmotorable. Many people have wondered why the roads in South are really so bad, where the oil come from, the main revenue source of Nigeria. We don't have good roads even in the Southeast that also produces the oil. These are abandoned territory, especially the Southeast is an abandoned. If you go to some communities in the Southeast now, people have run away because nothing is happening. There's no life in those places. And one just keep wondering, when is the federal government going to think of extending their own, a kind of sharing the cake to get the national cake to get to everybody? So you can imagine, this is a recently this is a recently made post. It's not as if it's you see, this was, today is 17, yesterday this person posted this. So it's a current state of the road, Benin Sapele Warri Road. You see what Nigerians have got to go through, and people are wondering, why are we spending money on the Lagos Calabar Coastal Road while the federal roads are in a very terrible state? Why not fix them, and then you can still continue with your Lagos Calabar Road, but at least put the already existing roads in shape so that people can be using this road to move from one place and move their goods to from one place to another. You can imagine if you have perishable items that you are selling as a business person, and you have to go through this road and you are stopped here for like 24 hours, 48 hours with the level of kidnapping and all what we have in Nigeria today. You can imagine the risk you'll be taking in the country. So this is it. So when it comes to revenue, the South, you know, gives a whole lot to the country. Even the Southeast too. These are the oil-rich areas. But when it comes to infrastructure, these areas are being left behind. When Buhari came in, he focused on the North. Now, Tinubu has come in. It's not as if Tinubu has even done much for the Southwest, though he's focusing more on Lagos. But many Yorubas have not even felt the impact of the Tinubu's Emelokon government, you know. So I don't really know how they share this national cake, because you can't be building coastal highway that costs trillions of naira in Lagos, and then you are embarking on Third Mainland Bridge that costs how much, and possibly there are other federal projects going on just in one state, and then you abandon other states. You know, it is not fair, especially areas that provide this oil that Nigeria generates its revenue from. When you go to some schools in Bayelsa, some places they don't have schools, they don't have water, they don't have, so all kinds of things, even in River State. You think all those, where Wike was building, it was just the city centers. There are places where you'll be wondering if this is River State. So they should really pay attention on how they share the national cake so that everybody will feel belong. So Omahi is saying here that to repair the Third Mainland Bridge will cost 3.8 trillion, but to construct a new one is going to cost 3.6 trillion. So Nigerians are asking, why not Kukuma give us a new one at 3.6 and forget repairing at 3.8? Can you imagine? People have been wondering if this headline is actually what Omahi meant, because you can't tell us that a new one is even cheaper than repairing an old one. So guys, these are the things we are talking about, especially. So this video is about, this person is talking about how many people have been buyed by Dangote's truck. So I don't want to play the video because it has some music in it to avoid copyright, you know, but the guy is saying that Dangote truck has buyed so many people, and most times these people don't get justice. You know, recently the very dark man was calling out Dangote because there's this lady that her hand has been amputated, and they said the Dangote company is not taking care of them. The mother had to like use her little money to take her to hospital, and as a result of accident that she sustained the injury and her hand was amputated, and now they are not getting any support. So the very dark man was calling out the owner of Dangote, and now you can see that this guy too made a video. So this is the father of the Ibom Air passenger that had problem. I don't really want to go into these videos because actually I wanted to focus on the politics that we've seen playing out since this weekend, you know. So the man was furious on how the son was disgraced. This headlines is Anambra by-election, Governor Soludo accuses APC of violent assaulting commissioner. So the APC and Abga, they are the ones throwing themselves boost. You know, this is the woman that Peter Obi supported, and by God's grace, she won. She won because her husband was fired, and then people decided to support her so that she can continue from where her husband stopped. Peter Obi was there to join her in the campaign, and she won that election. So guys, I don't really want to go ahead with other things because this video is showcasing Peter Obi renovating schools in Anambra back then in 2013. You know, when he came in, we know Peter Obi invested a lot in education, and that made him to win so many awards. So this is one of the schools that Peter Obi renovated in Anambra State. It was renovation, but you can see it was as if he was building the schools from scratch again. And we know the impact of all this in Anambra State today. You know, people are really benefiting from that. So guys, I'm going to end it at this point. Just wanted to show you guys that a lot is happening. Inec Mahmoud has still not changed from who he is. and what he is doing. And that is why we all must join our mouth. Like this guy, Peter for Nigeria, is calling Peter Obi to like join the voices that are crying for electoral reform, because with the kind of elections we are seeing and what is on ground now, that it is not possible for Inec to allow Peter Obi win any election. Even if Peter Obi gets the majority of the votes, that they can never declare him winner. They will always have a glitch. So I'm going to play this video because actually he made a lot of sense here. He wants people to be vocal, because if you keep quiet, this is how elections are very close now. Before you know it, we've entered 2026 and then it's just 1 year to the election, you know. So if we don't start now to start calling out the National Assembly, because they don't want anything electoral reform, because it will prevent majority of them from coming back to the Senate. Now, listen to what this guy has got.
Your Excellency, the former governor of Anambra State and Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. Your Excellency, sir, your attention is kindly needed because I believe that this is important. I beg una, if you see this video, make una help me tag His Excellency. Your Excellency, sir, you contested the 2019 presidential election as running mate to the PDP standard bearer, and in 2023, you contested as a presidential candidate under the Labour Party. And in both cases, you ended up in court because you disagreed with the outcomes of the processes. You believed that there were irregularities and the process was not credible or did not reflect the true will of a majority of Nigerians. And now you are preparing for the 2027 presidential elections. Your Excellency, that is why I have to call your attention to this, because we need your voice and support. If you truly believe, sir, that the difference between the Nigeria that is today and the Nigeria that should have been, or the Nigeria that should have been in the process of becoming, was Inec and the electoral process, Your Excellency, why are you not paying attention or putting a spotlight on Inec and that agency? If truly we believe that it was Inec that should change the will of Nigerians, a majority of Nigerians, through irregularities or criminalities that took place in that agency, why are we not talking about the reformations that should go on in preparation and ahead of the 2027 presidential or general elections? Because, Your Excellency, she na so una come trust Inec reach, abi get the guarantee where you get about Inec where we no know, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, if we say that the people who will refuse to count votes in 2027, let us count them. The power and energy we want to use to count them in 2027, why can we not bring that power or energy now, mount pressure on the National Assembly and get the reforms that we need, and then prepare to still protect our votes in 2027? Why are we postponing our fight when we can see clearly that those who are destroying this country are not pretending about their strategy for 2027? The current ruling party knows, and it is obvious, that there is no path to re-election for them except through Inec and the judiciary. They know it and they are not pretending about it. That is why all the calisthenics going on in Inec is currently going on. So why should those of us who mean well for the country be pretending about what we need to do to fix Nigeria before 2027? In the National Assembly today, we have opposition lawmakers who ran on the popularities of some of you who were at the top of the tickets. Nigerians voted for them believing that they would be agents of change. But they went into the parliament and have conformed and become worse than the status quo that they met there. For more than 2 years, not one opposition lawmaker, whether Labour or PDP, has had the courage to be able to even sponsor a bill that talks about mandatory electronic transmission of results to at least protect the electoral process legally from judicial technicalities while we begin to talk about protecting of the votes. Your Excellency, how can we continue in this kind of process? Because for me, Your Excellency, 2027, we have to get it right. 2027, I don't want to be involved in another wise goose chase and then, see, Your Excellency, I take God beg you. I have been on this internet for months. We are screaming out my lungs about electoral reform. Now, only person know the thing where your eye don't see. I don't lose weight. I don't enter depression. I don't come out. Only everybody know how that they go waka for this Nigeria. Your Excellency, 2027, Your Excellency, 2027, I take God beg you. This issue of INEC and electoral reform, because everybody kept quiet, the INEC chairman who oversaw the criminality that took place in 2023 is still parading himself as an unbiased electoral umpire, trying to make prisoners and every other policy where he will approve, but not going towards mandatory electronic transmission of result. Even though he will leave office before 2027, there are already plans to replace him with someone who will be worse than him. We take God beg you, Your Excellency. Nigerian youth, we are waiting to hear your opinion. The strength of our democracy is not in coalition. It is in free, fair, and credible elections. It is in the strength of our institutions, beginning with the electoral system. That is the recruitment process for Nigerian leaders. And I know that you share this sentiment. So if you know that that recruitment process is very important, Your Excellency, why you know they talk about that recruitment process to be reformed and to be fixed? Your Excellency, I take God beg you. I take God because, the one where we did so now, me, now my last energy, now the last, Your Excellency, allow God to use you. There can be no democracy without free and fair elections. May God, please, we are waiting to hear from you. Nigerians want to hear from you and your opinion about sanitizing the electoral process ahead of 2027. God bless you. God protect our armed forces. God bless Nigeria. My name is Peter for Nigeria.
So guys, for me, this makes a lot of sense because see, this fight is getting more fierce. It's no longer time for people to be, there's no gentility. You see what happened in this by-election. This is a signal. You see 2027, with the kind of person Tinubu is, people have said it that, hey, Tinubu in power and you think you will come and remove him. Because now, he didn't win in Lagos. He didn't win in Abuja. Even Port Harcourt, he did not win, if not that Wike did his work there. In Kanu, these are heavy voting blocks. He didn't win in all those places because he wasn't in power. Now that he's in power, recently, the APC was campaigning in Abuja. Guess what? They were already sharing 500 naira without any election happening. They were sharing 500 naira to people. So just get ready. They will use money to buy people's mind, to buy Inec, to buy judiciary, to buy Shebi's money. That's why they are bringing projects and calling trillions. People are no longer scared to call money. You want to do one renovation, there's nothing like millions again. Millions have faded. But still, they allow Nigerians to take 70,000 home. But for them, there is nothing like millions. Have you seen any project they begin to add millions to it? It's either billions or trillions. That's what they call now. Billions and trillions of naira. That's what they call. And this is really a very strong, signal that a whole lot is yet to be done. Nigerians, add your voices. Like this guy is lamenting. He has been crying about this INEC reform, that it really has to happen for a change to come. And for Nigerians now, Peter Obi is the only person we know that, we can commit this country into a sun and you go to sleep without you being scared that he's going to waste the resources, he's going to steal from the people, he's going to do the right thing. And like he has told us, he's going to carry Nigerians along. It's not just a matter of borrowing money. Borrowing the money, showing the people where you are putting it, what you are using it for, what it has achieved and all that. That is what Peter Obi promised Nigerians. So this guy is lamenting, and at this point now, he is like getting tired of lamenting, and he's calling on Peter Obi to add his voice to the already existing lamentation, calling INEC, let there be a reform. We know that even if there's a reform, APC will still want to rig because they don't have any other system, any other strategy, if not rigging. Yes, they want to, but we want it to be in our laws, that if you rig, you die. That if you rig, see what Canada did, tagging them as terrorist organizations because of history, what we have seen with these political parties in Nigeria. If not for the kind of person Peter Obi is, during the last election, he said, no, I don't want any blood being shed. I just let the courts have his way. Possibly, Canada would have included Labour Party by now, that they are all blood suckers. Can you imagine? But Peter Obi said, no, I don't want anybody to be injured or have any problem. Let's wait for the courts. And what happened? We saw how the courts played their role. that has reduced the confidence Nigerians have in our judiciary. So, guys, a whole lot is happening in the country, and I just hope that we will get it right. Honestly, I hope that we'll get it right in Nigeria. With all these things we saw in this last election, it's really, really so sad that the country at the moment. And I just hope that the right thing will be done by Nigerians. You have to sit up and take the country by force. I mean, this time around, they said everybody, you must make sure you have 100 persons in your polling units that are going to defend your vote. You must make sure you have 100 persons that are going to come out to defend your vote in the upcoming election. But it will not stop at that. We still need this electoral reform. We need it, and we really need it. We cannot just allow these people. You see how they are using the military, they are using the police to perpetrate their evil. They go to polling units, they rate where ballot papers are being packed, and then you see APC vice chairman carrying beavers machine. Can you imagine carrying beavers machine? Do you know the implication of that? If it was to be an ordinary person now, the person would be in Kirikiri. Now it is an APC leader. Nothing will happen, and that is how Nigeria is going to continue. So, guys, a whole lot is happening in this country. Honestly, I don't even know how we are going to get it right, but we must join Peter for Nigeria in calling for electoral reforms. As it stands now, we don't need any other thing if not that electoral reform, especially as regards to this vote buying, mandatory transmission of results on election day. Not this one that, they will tell us that they will say all kinds of things, glitch happened and glitch didn't happen. We want results being transmitted directly and people are seeing it. That's what we want. So you can see Omar is saying here that I may become Nigeria's president from Southeast. Can you imagine in God's time? Omar, it's short there. Sometimes when I look at Igbo leaders, I don't even know what to tell them, Sometimes you look at Igbo leaders, you don't know what to tell them. He is eyeing the presidency. Soludo is eyeing the presidency. And the only way they think they can do it is to be talking down on Peter Obi. Talking down on Peter Obi. Every time they come out is to attack Peter Obi. Have you ever heard Umar speaking for the Igbos? He has never come out to speak for the Igbos. Under the Buhari's government, he was the one licking Buhari's leg, thinking that Buhari will hand the presidency to him. He thought he was going to be the next Southern president. At the end of the day, Buhari disappointed him and said, me, a Fulani man, I will come and hand over to Igbo man. It will not happen. Now, he's now paddy with Tinubu. He's the one calling. Somebody was saying that let him not end up like a Mefele. Because these presidents, they will come, they will be forcing you like a Mefele, print money, change Naira, the right Naira redesign. Now, a Mefele has suffered brutal loss. His houses have been seized, his estate, I don't know if he got it with genuine money or is it the CBN money, but he has suffered a whole lot of loss. But all the things he did, he got approval from Buhari. Now, this one now, he will be calling money, trillions. Tomorrow, if Tinubu leaves office, he will be the one. Somebody say, let him not rot in jail like Emefiele, So he said he might be the one that is going to be the Igbo president, not Peter Obi, at God's time. Anyway, just in 8,000 can change the life of a youth who knows what he is doing. This is Shetima. 8,000 Naira can change your life. Shetima is telling Nigerians. So guys, sometimes you just get to know that these people, they make a whole lot of mockery of Nigerians, they just mock us, and then they feel they can just say, and you can see the reactions. These are the reactions of Nigeria. 1.5. I don't even want to start reading it because people will be saying or using all kind of words at him, for him to come out to say a Nigerian can survive with 8,000 Naira. You are banned from playing politics, federal government to civil servants. So if you're a civil servant, you won't play politics. They know how to tie people down, so that you will not declare your support for somebody. That is it. Then during election, they will force you to vote for them. You are banned from playing politics. Can you imagine if you're a civil servant, you can't express yourself. You can't come out now and say, vote for Peter Obi. Can you imagine that? That's just what they are doing. APC rep, lawmaker pay about 3.3 million Naira each to present motions at plenary. Can you see it? Under the Akpabio leadership, if you are a senator and you want to bring up a bill, you have to bribe your way with 3 million naira before they will allow you to present your bill. So if your Senate or your House of Rep is not making any impact in the National Assembly, just know that this is the reason. Some of them will say, I cannot spend 3 million naira because I want to propose a bill for my people. And that is why some of them are so dormant. So this man is revealing it. I think he's one of them, He's saying that for you, okay, he's an APC rep member. He's a House of Rep member. And he's saying that lawmakers will pay 3 million naira if you want to present a bill at the National Assembly. That is really, really so sad. So guys, it's really, really so sad. Anyway, I'm going to stop this video at this point. I really want to appreciate you guys for joining me. I felt I should share the updates on the election that happened in Nigeria, just for you guys to see that this country is gone. I mean, this country is gone and it's gone. I mean, it's really gone, like this man is saying that Tinubu is using public funds to crush oppositions. That is what we are seeing. All this money you see them borrowing is just for 2027. APC is going to spend badly. They are going to spend badly. Do you know what it means? Tinubu is going to buy everybody over. You see all the money is given to governors. Is it for free? He wants their loyalty. Give them money, pump them with money, and expect that loyalty. None of them will talk bad about. Even Alex Oti cannot talk bad about Tinubu, because Tinubu is doing project for him or giving every governor good money to go home. They remove subsidy. They are paying it into the purse of the governors, and the governors are not doing anything. Tell me how many projects your governor has done. Recently in, I think, Nasarawa State, there was this flyover or something that collapsed. They said it collapsed after 1 week of commissioning. These are the kind of projects they are doing. And they tell us subsidy is gone. So the governors are getting money. He's just using the money to woo them. Those of them that want to come to the APC can come to the APC. If you are not coming, you are in your party, but you can't speak ill of Tinubu. You can't speak of any bad thing happening. Even in Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala that came out to say that the reforms are working, Nigerians lashed out at him. And Dr. Abati was saying that, what do you expect him to say? She cannot come and begin to criticize the government because of her position. So all these things you see is just politics in Nigeria. They don't care about how the people feel and the impact of what they are doing in Nigeria today. It's not their concern. So guys, this is it for you in Nigeria. It's really, really so sad that, the kind of election that happened yesterday happened. And we just hope for a better tomorrow. We hope for a better Nigeria. We just hope that things will be done correctly in Nigeria so that we can start transforming this country. So this governor from Ebonyi State is saying that the social media should be restricted, because of misinformation. Recently, there's this headline that his brother set up a business within the space of 10 days, and he was awarded contracts, 2 different contracts worth billions, I think in dollars. I don't know if I can find that headline. I would have loved to share it with you so that you see it for yourself. And now he's saying that the social media should be restricted to curb misinformation. Anyway, that is it for you, just for you to know that they think Nigerians are not saying, Nigerians are saying.
Bring it. This video was done on 15th of this month, July 2025. This is Anambra State. We have run away from our communities. This is not the only community. This is Iseke, Olo, here and local government. There are also part of Olo in Imo State, which is the biggest local government in Imo State, where Locha Sokocha came from. Both the Olo in the part of Imo State, nobody is living in that community again. But this one that you are seeing on the video is the part of Olo in Anambra State, which is Iseke. If you got 95% of people from this community have gone away. Nobody is living in this community again. They have abandoned their houses, their shops. If you go to Riu in Anambra State, 100% of people in Riu in Anambra State have gone away. If you go to Riu, it has become desert. Nobody is living in Riu again in Anambra State. And some part of Imo State also affected. This is the truth that has been hiding from us from the public, not from us. And I decided to bring it to social media today. Please, Nigerians, the people that are terrorizing us are not Fulani. People that are terrorizing us are not Hausa. People that are terrorizing us are not Yoruba, nor other South. The people that are terrorizing us are Igbos, our own brother. And if you lie, may the Almighty has strike your family to death.
So you heard what this guy is saying. I don't know where he's getting his facts from. Hope Uzodinma once came out to say that before they say it's IPOB, that IPOB is not the problem, that it's just enemies of the state that are being sponsored to come and destabilize the state. So, and he's saying that it's part of Olo and Ihiala, which is part of Anambra and part of Imo State. But all I want to say is the Nigerian leaders, they have failed, especially the Southeast leaders, you know, the Southeast leaders. Like you see, it's only Alex Oti. Recently, Alex Oti held a leadership conference for Abia youths, you know. He brought them together to talk to them. I think they had it like some days. It was like a training. This is how to build people. This is how to build people. It's not that Nigeria has a population of 250 million people. How many of them are criminals? The value of the kind of people you have. What is the quality of the persons in Nigeria? Many of them are into all kinds of things. But Alex Oti took it upon him to start training people in the state, talking to them about leadership, how to be a leader, which is going to, you know, a kind of carve minds, make people to start thinking differently. But we don't see that. Look at the Ebonyi State. There is the lowest of employment in that state when you come to the Southeast. And they don't care. They don't care. It's an AP state now, APC state. They don't care about what the people are going through. We saw what happened in Imo State, how the military came there. Many Igbo youths were caught up, were pied, innocent people. Some of them ran away, you know. And that is why people are saying, sometimes they say, leave Lagos, go back to your country. I wish the federal government would pay attention to what is happening in the Southeast so that the Southeast youths will not be running. Not everybody wants to live in Lagos. Not everybody even want to leave their village. Some people want to leave their village. There are people that if you go to their family, they are the only child or the only son. And they don't want to just leave their family like that and leave the entire compound, you know, lonely and go away. They want to stay back. But when you come to a community and people are running away, you don't have any option to stay back. You will equally run away. So a whole lot is happening. And really, the federal government has to start paying attention to what is happening, especially in the Southeast. They are not also enabling conducive environment for businesses. You've heard that there are a lot of checkpoints in the Southeast. You have heard that so many things that are supposed to be corrected. We don't have a good seaport for business owners. You see the bad roads in Nigeria, yet Igbo people are meant to bring their containers. Somebody was arguing, saying that the custom exceeded their, you know, the targets that they were given. It's because of Igbo men bringing in containers. Now, when you bring in those containers, you must go to Lagos to discharge them, and then you start transporting them to the east. And you see the road, the nature of the roads we have along Benin or Lagos and all that. You see the nature of the road. Some of these containers will fall, and then if you are the owner, your goods might be damaged. You have to pay double to bring them, and a whole lot of stress. I mean, stress that people go through. When you know that this area is known for businesses, why not just make it conducive? Why not establish a port, even if it's in Calabar, Rivers, anywhere that is close to the, you know, the people in Onitsha, in Aba, to go there and discharge their goods and bring it easily to themselves. But they have to go to Lagos. And when people are not flooding Lagos, you say, go, Lagos is not your land. So the government is not even balancing things at all. And that is why people are like, you know, let this country be fair to every region. Let this country be fair to every region. So guys, we are going to end it at this point. I want to say a very big thank you for joining me. Thank you for your time. And I just hope that Inec will do the needful, you know. Inec is going to do the needful, making sure that all these things we are seeing are not going to repeat itself come 2027 presidential election. I want to say thank you for your time. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell for more updates. And let me also know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this person here reacted to this and said, which oil region is this road? I said it's Bini Sapele Wari Road. So that's in the south. It's, I think, around Edo State area, you know. But these roads are really so many roads. Benin State, like people will say, is like that state that you have to pass through Benin to go to different parts of the country. So it's like in a center, at the center, something like that. And many roads around that Benin area are really so bad, and they are all federal roads. I don't know why the government is not really paying attention to those roads, and it's really making businesses to suffer. This one is the southern only cry in media. They can't face Inec. Yeah, that's what people are now saying. That we really need to. You saw the APC vice chairman Karen Bivas mentioned, but the youths had to take it away from him. They wanted to thumbprint and then transmit. Can you imagine that level of criminality? Electoral reform with these same people won't change anything. Yeah, that's the same thing we are saying. It won't change anything, but let's have it first. Let's have it, because if you don't have it and the criminality is going on, then you have two challenges facing you. So let's have electoral reform, and let's know that we are just going to be facing the criminality that comes despite having the electoral reforms with us. So we need that electoral reform, because if you are going to court, you saw what happened in the last election. Initially, they said you must win Abuja. But now the court say you don't need Abuja. It's short there. The twist in Nigeria is something else, you know. It's really something else. Anyway, we pray that God will save this country. How God wants to do it, we don't know. But we are putting in our own little effort, believing that God will bring a change. Because with these 250 million people in Nigeria, our future cannot just be damaged by these few politicians. We need a change. How God wants to do it, let him do it. And then we'll also be adding our own little work. Now, Inec is about to start registration. Go and register, get your PVC, talk to people, and also join the campaign calling for electoral reforms. Let the National Assembly members, let them hear and ensure that the electoral reform is touched, is reformed before the next election. Because what we are seeing here, vote buying, all kinds of things. We have EFCC, but they will not see all this vote buy. They can't even do anything if they see, provided it's APC, the ruling party, you know. But if it's from an opposition party, now you see them taking action. Anyway, we hope that this country is going to get better. Let's not give up faith. Let's not give up hope. We just have to stay positive, hoping that a new Nigeria is possible. This is Tinubu spending 181 days abroad, wasting funds on tourism, while insecurity, poverty ravaged Nigeria. This is coming from ADC. Like, you know, Tinubu is not in Nigeria. He has gone to Brazil, and from Brazil, he'll be going to, is it Canada or so? And Nigerians are wondering why he even went to Brazil. What is he doing there? Some people say he's not well, that he'll be going for medical attention. There is a lot, you know, when the spokesperson don't give us the correct information, speculations we feel everywhere. Nigerian government asked Canadian court to withdraw ruling designating APC and PDP terrorist organizations. So this one has been in the news. We've heard it, and the government is saying, don't say that again. Withdraw that ruling. It was a ruling by the court, and like if you check this tweets now, somebody reacted there and say go to court because it's a ruling from the court. You cannot just change it. You must go to court to get it removed. So it's not something that was pronounced by just mere talk. A judge ruled, so the court ruled. So you have to go to the court and appeal that ruling and say, oh yeah, remove it. We don't want that tag on us. And then it will be done in the court, just like they told us go to court. If you don't accept whatever, you go to court. If you are not satisfied, go to court. So guys, thank you very much for your time, and let's meet some other time. God bless you. Please subscribe to support and turn on the bell notification bell. Thank you for your time. Good night and bye.